Hello everyone, my name is Nick, and today I will be talking in this speech about the Italian language, a little bit about its history and origins, and also why you should learn it and how you can learn it. So, hope you enjoy it. Here we go. What language allows you to appreciate 16th century Renaissance literary classics, listen to live news straight from the heart of the Catholic Church, read the list of nutrition facts on the bottle of your favorite olive oil, and navigate your way through a country rich in history, alive with culture, overflowing with natural beauty, and buzzing with the latest fashion trends? Italian, of course. I'd like to explain a little bit about this linguistic gem, why it's in your best interest to learn it, and how to learn it. According to Orbis Latinus, a scholarly website covering the grammar and history of Romance languages, the Italian language can be traced back to the days of the late Roman Empire, during which time Vulgar Latin, the commonly spoken Latin dialect of the day, split into numerous local dialects. By the 13th and 14th centuries, this quote-unquote standard Italian we recognize today was beginning to take shape. This was largely due to the explosion of Florentine literature. Gradually, this new Florence-based dialect became more widely recognized across the Italian peninsula, and, upon the political unification of Italy in 1861, became the standard language of the Italian Republic. Today, nearly 60 million people speak Italian natively, and millions more learn it as a second language, especially in countries influenced by Italian immigrants, such as the United States, Australia, Canada, and Argentina, and more. Even in areas with few or no Italian speakers, the Italian language still has profound influence. Take, for instance, a student learning classical piano in a tiny Oklahoma town. As far as she's concerned, she'll never need to learn a foreign language. As she studies her music material, however, she comes to a shocking realization. Nearly all of the musical terms, from altissimo, andante, accelerando, allegretto, and amabile, to mezzo forte, misura, perdendosi, pesante, and piacevole, are in some strange language other than English. Or what about the aspiring chef, whose family have lived in the same Nebraska town since the days of the Revolutionary War? He surely won't need any Italian, right? Well, not until he's required to cook pasta al dente, make Alfredo sauce, slice up some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, or know the difference between vino bianco and vino rosso. Alright, fine. But what about the college student who just wants to major in English, period? Well, he might be able to get by in the long run without Italian, but first he has to write a report on one of the most influential works in history, a piece of literature that influenced countless English writers over the centuries, the Divine Comedy, written by, out of all people, Dante, a native of Florence. Now that I've enlightened you a bit on the history of this wonderful language, summarized its current status in the world, and proved to you that it's been far more influential than many might guess, I'd like to explain how best to learn it. I can speak from experience, having taken 5 semesters of Italian at the junior college, as well as having tutored it for quite a few years. I use an easy, straightforward method, partially based on the work of Steve Kaufman, a famous language enthusiast and author, that involves learning the absolute simplest, most common words, phrases, and grammatical structures first, and then gradually progressing to more complex ones. Here's how it works. Let's take a basic conjugated Italian verb and a basic noun. How about vedo, which means I see, and il cane, which means the dog. Word order in Italian is quite similar to word order in English. So, as you might have already guessed, vedo il cane means I see the dog. I know this method sounds like common sense, but its effectiveness should never be underestimated. Once we have a sizable number of basic verbs and nouns under our belts, we can start conversing and understanding. If you don't believe me, take the English nouns person, cat, dog, car, flower, house, and airplane. Now take the verbs I eat, I have, I know, I find, and I want, and see how many sentences you can form. Clever, isn't it? If you're not going to seek professional tutoring help or take classes, I advise you to get a book of Italian verbs that have already been conjugated. Yes, they have such books, as well as a dictionary. Italian dictionaries usually include the appropriate articles, a and the, with each word, so you'll be able to form complete sentences right away. Keep practicing and don't stop. Sooner or later, you'll begin to feel comfortable enough with the vocabulary and sentence structure to create sentences without looking at the books. Once you've studied and practiced with a lot of vocabulary, it helps to download Italian podcasts from iTunes. Some of them are specifically designed for beginners and use simple dialogues that are easy to understand. This will help develop your listening skills. As time passes, you can move to more complicated material, and months later, when you're a seasoned expert, you can listen to standard news broadcasts. Another helpful option is to listen to Italian songs, especially when they're slow and not accompanied by many instruments. If you can't understand something, you can always download the lyrics and study them. In addition, I recommend joining a conversational Italian meetup group. This way, you can practice the language in a setting that's more demanding than just sitting at your laptop, but still less stressful than performing in front of a classroom. So, we've covered the most important facts about the Italian language, why it's relevant to you, as well as discussed my preferred method of learning it. Now it's your turn. Go and buy the books, start making sentences, and in no time at all you'll be speaking la bella lingua.